Everyone thinks highly of blacksmiths. They make swords, armor, and forge practically anything. Fletchers always get overlooked. To most folk, we just make arrows. I have to admit, I did not enjoy this trade to begin with. My workshop's in Redwater and is called an arrow for your quiver. It's been in my family for generations. I remember when my father started teaching me at the age of 8. When I was 12, I was working late into the night, helping him filling orders. As I said, I did not enjoy my trade. However, I grew to love it. My name is Grant. My father used to call me Fletch, which somehow everyone calls me that now. I inherited the workshop at the age of 14 when my father went off to die in the Ogre War. The Lord wanted me to go, claiming I was the stronger choice, but my father took my place and saved my life. I don't think his main concern was my life. I think he wanted the workshop to stay in our family, which meant I had to survive. That stayed with me. The need to survive. Each night I went out to the edge of the forest. With a bow and a quiver full of arrows. I could work during the day and train at night. After a few years, my skill with a bow was masterful. I remember one night thinking I was truly legendary. The gods must have been listening. I woke up the next day before dawn to a banging at the workshop door. Turns out the Ogre King, Craif the Cruel, was still alive, and the Ogre War continued. My father gone, I had no choice but to go off to war. I volunteered to be a scout. Simple enough. Go out and search the land and report our findings back. With my bow I could use stealth. Figured that was the safest way to survive. One night, we were out searching the land when we stumbled upon a camp of 3 ogres asleep around a roaring fire. Next to them was a pen full of captive humans waiting to be roasted for breakfast. The leader of my group wanted to go back and report our findings. 2 people, Cal and Truan, insisted on going to rescue the poor souls. Everyone escaped to report the camp, leaving Cal and Truan to save the captives. As I was leaving, I saw a girl inside the pen. As soon as I laid my eyes on her, I knew I had to save her. Against all logic, I followed Cal towards the pen. Truan made his way to the opposite end, ready to cause a distraction if the ogres woke up. I wasn't thinking clearly. I should have gone on a nearby hill to have full range of the camp with my bow, but I wanted to be the one to set her free. We opened the pen and let the prisoners out. I followed her, and when we were clear of the camp, I offered her my water. I found her name was Ferris. The water was only the beginning. On the journey back to camp, I was at her side asking all kinds of questions. She lived in a small village on the edge of the Ogre land. Unable to leave, they were captured. I was curious. Why they didn't escape, knowing why they were in the middle of the war. Her answer was simple. Where would they go? I was worried for her. Will she return to her village only to suffer the same fate again? I begged her not to return, but she assured me she knew what she was doing. Ferris became a scout with me. Over the next few years, we watched each other's backs, grew closer, and both survived the Ogre War. After the fighting, she didn't return to her village. She returned with me to Redwater. Thanks for watching. We're on Patreon where you can earn a range of rewards. Don't forget to click subscribe and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. This was performed by me, Cephicus the Brave. My links are in the description below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I bid you farewell.